This video covers the multiplicative property of equality with signed fractions. So this is one of the tools we're going to use to solve equations. An equation is a statement that two expressions are equal. And in order to solve these equations, we need to find all numbers, those are our solutions, that make an equation a true statement. So for example, if I had 2x equals negative 1/2, what value of x makes this a true statement? Well, if I have 2 of something and I get a negative 1/2, I'm thinking in my head, okay, it's negative 1/4. Because if I have 2 negative 1/4, like if we were cooking with negatives, that would get me to negative 1/2. But we need some tools if this wasn't, say, so easy to visualize an answer. So when working with equations, a key step is that we need to keep it balanced. We need to keep them balanced. So the golden rule of algebra is do unto both sides as you would do unto one, right? So if I add something to one side, I have to add it to the other. If I multiply one side by a constant, I need to multiply the other side by a constant. So let's look at the multiplicative rule. So the multiplicative property of equality says this: if A and B are equal, and then if I divide them both by the same number, they stay equal. And if I multiply them both by the same number, again, they stay equal. That's great. So if I have 5x equals negative 15 halves, and I'm trying to solve for x, I can divide both sides by 5. Oops, 5. So I have x equals negative 15 halves divided by 5. And so we're going to have to divide these fractions. To divide fractions, remember, I keep my first fraction the same. I change from division to multiplication, and I flip the second fraction. So that would give me x is negative 15/10, which I can simplify down to negative 3 halves because they both have a factor of 5. Next, I have negative 5/7y equals 10. Well, I don't really want to divide by a fraction. I guess I could. Another tool you can use is you can multiply by the reciprocal. Because if I have like a over b times b over a, that's going to be 1. And we want our coefficient on y to be 1. So I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 7/5. I guess I should have changed colors. Sorry, here's the problem. That gives me y equals negative 70 divided by 5. That means y equals negative 70 divided by 5. 70 divided by 5 would be negative 14 for our final answer.